My name is Angela Whipple. I am a culinary science major at Ohio State University. Did I not say the? I am a culinary science major at The Ohio State University.
OSU Newark's relationship with the Mardi Gras Indians began in 2012 when Dr. Virginia Cope took us students to film a documentary of the Indians to leave behind a legacy that accurately portrayed their story. In 2014, Dr. Cope approached me to integrate the Service Learning Project into my Introduction to African American and African Studies class. The Indians are a New Orleans treasure, and they wanted a story that would preserve their legacy, and we had the resources and the ability to help them do that. Service learning at its best should work both ways, serving the community and serving the students.
I never really thought of the role that Native Americans played in times of slavery. So when I learned that they took in some of the runaway slaves and took them in as their own, my curiosity was piqued, and I just felt like I had to learn more about it. In history, we don't even ever hear about Blacks or African Americans ever having any type of alliance or union with any other race. We're always kind of like the others.
Black people were not allowed in like the mainstream white Mardi Gras. And so instead of, being sad about it or just giving up, they took initiative and started their own.
All the culture that they're keeping and they're holding on to, I feel like that's a form of resistance. They're resisting losing that culture, losing their heritage, losing that history and that background. American influence is bound to come in, but they're not allowing it to penetrate them. Even after Katrina hit, they came back and they're still holding on to that cultural tradition.
We got down here and we saw the practice. We got to talk to Chief Waddy, and then we got to see the Queens talk. It all hit me at once, just how rich this culture is.
I think the Mardi Gras Indian culture is about building upon the self.
Their stories were so much richer than anything I've heard so far, and they have such a connection to themselves, not only to each other and to the community, but within.
One of my encounters with the queens was actually the second queen, and she kind of checked me for asking questions that were so repetitive, and my usual first response would be upset or irritated or just upset that I would just kind of put on spot, but she reminded me so much of my mother that I just kind of laughed and was like, okay, what do I need to change? They were just so in love with themselves. It made me borderline emotional because I just felt like, this is gonna sound weird, but I felt kind of fake because I felt like I'm not being the person that I'm meant to be, or I'm not being the person I want to be, and I'm so influenced by outsiders and influenced by what I should be or what people expect of me rather than just being the person I truly want to be.
I consider myself super spiritual. Just listening to Chief Al and his passion, it made pretty much all of us in the room emotional.
I think it's understanding people's values and how that shapes everything that they do is really important to me.
And that's why I even came down here, because I'm trying to find myself in my religion.
Ultimately, I felt like this entire experience is kind of confronting me and causing me to expose who I truly am.
And it inspires me to be there more fully, more truly, find out why I'm here.
It wasn't until the students returned to Ohio that they realized the significant impact the project had academically. They have been able to engage in both local and national forums to present their work, attending both the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, as well as the National Collegiate Honor Society Conference. Participation has also helped the students refine their academic focus, with one student declaring a double major in African American and African Studies, and 2 students adopting the discipline as their minor. Additionally, all of the students applied for individual research grants to expand their research on the Indians and were able to return to New Orleans the following year. What we witnessed in New Orleans was the ideal service learning project. Our students walked away with an enhanced intellectual and academic focus and skills, and the Mardi Gras Indians are now able to share their story to a national audience through the documentaries produced by the students.